Filo, a name already popular on social media and among American Idol fans, was spotlighted, but his electric performance won over judges and spectators across. Filo's audition, one of the most anticipated of the season, was a view into a young man's heart, soul, and ongoing struggle between stage and operating room goals. A contender rarely enters an audition session with a stethoscope and microphone. Filo's life is always dual. Filo, a talented medical student by day and a talented singer by night, has always been torn between mending and entertaining. Filo wanted to prove he could have it all on that fateful day in 2025, with millions of spectators watching and three of the music industry's most discriminating judges weighing in. Audition. Bold entry. American Idol judges Luke Bryan, Katy Perry, and Lionel Richie had heard several audition recordings. Each season, they welcome a new group of hopefuls with their own story and reason for being there. But when Filo took the stage, the energy changed. Filo, tall, composed, and dressed in a basic, elegant attire that shouted, "I have places to go," was a paradox. This calmness contrasted with the emotional storm he was about to unleash. "I'm Filo. I'm 24 and from California," he stated softly but confidently. He laughed and said, "But I'm also a med student. Indeed, I'm busy. I have been singing since I could speak." Luke Bryan leaned closer, curiously raising his eyebrow. "You're a medical student. Here, we rarely hear that. What draws you to Idol?" "I guess I'm just trying to figure out who I am," Filo said. "The past 3 years have been amazing for me as I study medicine. Music, especially singing, has always made me feel alive. I think I'm at a crossroads, and this audition is my way of hoping to be more. What if I could fulfill both dreams?" Katy Perry grinned knowingly after silently observing, "This sounds like you're auditioning for yourself, not just us." Filo nodded, his eyes reflecting his words. Without introduction, he stood at the microphone with a calm yet deliberate posture. He inhaled deeply, and the room did too. Performance. Magic moment. His song, John Legend's All of Me, began with floating notes. From his first song, Filo stood out as a contestant. His deep, soulful voice captivated the judges with its honest, emotional depth. His warm tone and vulnerability made the lyrics feel intimate, like he was narrating his own story. His voice seamlessly combined the force of a seasoned professional with the compassion of a singer singing for himself. He performed with quiet passion, drawing the crowd in. It was like the room was holding its breath, wanting him to sing and give them more. Katy Perry closed her eyes and let the music wash over her. Luke Bryan sat back, impressed, grinning. Lionel Richie, a music veteran, nodded to the song's beat, appreciating the talent. Perfect vocal range control by Filo. As the song reached its peak, he poured his all into the final notes, each one higher and stronger than the last. The crescendo silenced the judges and seemed to freeze time for a moment. After the last notes sank into oblivion, there was a moment of stunned hush before the applauding. The audience stood, shouting, cheering, and demanding for more, while the judges, evidently moved, took a time to process what they had seen. Split between worlds. Judges' reactions. Filo paused, pondering his gift, and the room fell silent. His heart was racing, but he felt calm, as if he had just accomplished something great. Despite his steady voice, his eyes showed the weight of the situation. He was going to learn if his fantasy could fly. Lionel Richie spoke first. His voice was calm and admiring. "That was amazing, Filo. My friend, you're gifted. Rarely do you command the stage and connect with the music. Any stage, anywhere, I can see you. You're at a crossroads, right? Med school or music." Filo nodded slowly. "It's been hard, but I suppose I can choose." Katy Perry leaned forward, intent. "I think Filo proved you have what it takes. You're born to perform. Artist, not only singer. I doubt med school could educate you to make people feel like you did. This is your chance. How will you use it? Luke Bryan laughed, Southern charm radiating. You have something exceptional. Many talented people have passed through this door, but you? I want finals artists like you. You have a stirring voice. Full-time work is possible. But I understand. I understand that stethoscopes pull. My vote is to go all in. Filo stood, astonished, as the judges praised. He realized he had to make a decision that would shape his future in that instant. His life was no longer either/or. The topic was both. Filo had the bravery to start living both lives, whether he became a doctor or an artist. The judges glanced at his fiery eyes. Warm smile from Katy Perry. Audiences erupted. We want Filo in the top. Filo was flabbergasted, both amazed and delighted. Then he smiled and said, "Thank you. This is only beginning." Aftermath. A new direction. Filo's audition was hotly discussed on American Idol 2025. Fans congratulated him on his musical talent and courage in pursuing both medical and musical aspirations on social media. Filo's name extended beyond Idol after news sites covered the story. Filo's season became about self-discovery as well as competition. Could he balance his passions? Would he be a doctor or singer? Or maybe he was meant to be both, a symbol of endurance, ingenuity, and the fortitude to follow your passion, no matter how difficult. Filo became more than a med student now that the world was watching. His stage and real presence was formidable. He would decide his way later. His audition was powerful because it was fueled by a dreamer longing to be free, not just his voice.